Today, on Be Something Wonderful, this self-concept puts you in a league of your own. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Creators, welcome back. I had an amazing session with one of my clients yesterday, who I hadn't talked to since probably before Memorial Day weekend, or back before then, maybe a few weeks before then, I'm not sure now. And what she said to me, she said, Tom, this is how she started out the session. Tom, you're right. It's a whole new ball game. Because back when we talked, she had to remind me, because there's been a lot of sessions with clients before then, but back before we had talked, that she was focusing on getting back together with her old boyfriend. And at the time, they were talking and so forth. They weren't together, but they were talking, but not a lot. And he wasn't really reaching out. And so at the time she was saying, you know, Tom, I feel like I've been in my wish fulfilled. I feel like everything is fine. I really don't understand why it's not moving. And as we were talking, she had a question specifically about an upcoming trip, a 3-day trip with her friends, her single friends. And she goes, if I go on that trip, then I'm implying that I'm not in my wish fulfilled, that I'm not with my boyfriend. And as we talked, it turns out that a few times she has turned down going out, right? But specifically, this was, I think, a Memorial Day weekend trip. And so here's what we talked about. I want to say a few things about this, guys, because when we had our session yesterday, it was a whole new ball game, right? Not only did she go on the trip, right, with her, she decided to go on it. She went on it feeling carefree. She went on it feeling that I can be in my wish fulfilled and still have a good time, still go out and meet people, still feel like a free spirit. I don't have to choose, right? It's not between either or, it's and. I'm in my wish fulfilled and I'm going out with my single friends to have a good time. Hear the difference. She did that. Turns out she met somebody. They're not together, it's not serious, but she met somebody and it changed her whole feeling about really what's fulfilling for her. Because her boyfriend did contact her, did start texting her, and she was chatting with him nicely, and they even went out, but she's not even attached to that anymore. It's a whole new ball game. So that's really what I want to talk about today, is that her self-concept, although she thought she was in wish fulfilled, and she probably was, she was imagining it, but her self-concept was attached to this situation, not thinking that she had that love requires you to choose. And real love, guys, unconditional love, that loving place of fulfillment never requires you to choose. You'll choose, but it's not a requirement. And it's not love making you choose. Do you hear this? I really want to break this down because now it's a whole new ball game. So I just want to say that the concept she had, it wasn't that she thought she was broken or that she was healing, but she thought she had to be somebody else. She thought that she had to fix the 3D her to have that wish fulfilled, to be with her old boyfriend, right? She thought that there was some work to do to stay in fulfillment, that she somehow had to be better. And I just want to say, guys, overall, you're not broken and you're not healing. I'm healing is better than I'm broken, for sure. But what's even better than saying I'm healing? I'm choosing again. Hear this. Hear the difference, right? This is identifying as a free spirit to experience 3D reality as you would like to. That's what she made her self-concept. I'm going to get to this towards the end of the video, what we actually did there. But you're not broken. And you're not even healing, you're just choosing again, a new identity, a new role, a new experience. Think about this. Remember, you're playing a role in a movie of life. And we get so attached to those roles. And then we don't like the role, or we don't like what's going on, and we want to change the role. Think of this. It's like a movie star that agrees to a certain role in a film. I've talked about this before. And agrees to the script. Agrees to everything, but then in the middle of it says, I don't like this. I'm going to change this whole role. Well, you can't change that role or that script. What can you do? Change the movie, right? Get into a new movie, a new role. It's about choosing again, right? Love doesn't ask you to choose, but you will choose, and you'll choose out of love, right? So you're here to choose which version of that multidimensional infinite you desire to experience now. That's the choice. It's not a requirement. It's not about either or. It's about and. I experienced this role, but now I'm choosing again. I'm not diminishing it. I'm not condemning that role. I'm just moving to a new role, a new identity, a new experience. I'm not broken. I'm not healing, and I'm not fixing that 3D role that I no longer choose. It exists. It has the right to exist. I'm just going to move to a new state of consciousness, a new mansion, right? A new dwelling place, and let that old reality be. Do you get the difference here, guys? You're here to choose a version of that multidimensional infinite you desire to experience now. You're not here to try to free yourself from an endless barrage of negative and undesirable conditions. Do you hear this? It was almost like she wanted to free herself from not being with her SP, that unwanted condition of not being with her ex-boyfriend, that unwanted condition of being single without her ex-boyfriend. And so she was feeling her wish fulfilled, but what was it based on? It was based on escaping that unquote unwanted condition rather than imagining herself fulfilled with her ex-boyfriend. Do you get the difference here? And then as she pulled away from that, as she moved from that desire and said, I'm just going to be, my desire is just to be free and choose whatever I want and experience 3D, then she was able to feel the real fulfillment. And whether that includes him or not, it doesn't matter, right? It could, and she had that choice after, but it was no longer her choice. You see this, right? Stop trying to fix the 3D you, who is here to experience infinite roles and states of consciousness in the 3D world of duality. That's what you're here to do. Play those different roles. So instead of trying to fix that role, to adhere to a certain to a certain thing that you want, choose your new concept, choose your new role, and then everything you want will be added on to you. That's how it works. So this is a scenario. It's not true with everyone, but it could be where there could be movement for you. You're imagining your wish fulfilled. And there's two scenarios. You're imagining that you already are that which you want to be or have. Right? Your focus is on the fulfillment. It's on the scene that implies fulfillment. It's not on the desiring. It's not on the wanting. It's not even on the desire itself. It's on the fulfillment of the desire. That puts you in wish fulfilled. Or maybe you're imagining being free of a negative and unwanted condition. You think you're imagining this, but you're really imagining this. Do you see the difference? Both of them feel like you're imagining your wish fulfilled. One is to be free of that negative of unwanted condition, that condition of not being with the ex-boyfriend, that condition of being single, and if I go out with my friends, then I'm implying and agreeing that I'm single and not with what I want. Do you see the difference? Instead, just moving to this space, this carefree space, this empowering space, this free-spirited space of imagining you're already that which you want to be or have. That's big. What are you imagining? What desired end are you imagining, right? You have the conscious or unconscious. This is what happens sometimes when you're stuck. You have the conscious or unconscious belief that you have to fix yourself or improve yourself first. Hear this. to be ready, or in other words, to be worthy, to be who you desire to be, or to have what you desire to have. I'm going to read this again because this is so big. You have this conscious or unconscious belief or assumption that you have to fix yourself or improve yourself first to be ready, or in other words, to be worthy, same thing, to be who you desire to be or to have what you desire to have. Wow. Do you get this, guys? This is so big. You've imagined and created your wish fulfilled, but it remains unseen until you accept it. You're imagining it in both cases, but here you're accepting it. Here you're keeping it from you, right? You're not accepting it. You're trying to get away from, instead you're focused on getting away from the condition you don't want. That's so big today. So retrieve your attention. Take your attention, your awareness, and your energy. Because remember, that's who you are, your awareness, your attention, and your energy. And your intention from negative thoughts, feelings, and beliefs that you need to fix or improve the 3D you or the 3D identity, and instead identify with and occupy the version of yourself you choose to be now. This gets in this whole thing of trying to search for limiting beliefs and negative beliefs and contrary beliefs, right? And what we believe are false or limiting, right? Instead, move all your attention to who you want to be as you in being that now. Occupy that version, right? When you do, you stop identifying with an old movie role and script, right? And now you're no longer in that old movie role that quote is unwanted, or that old script, and you choose your desired film role or reality with a new identity or new movie role and a new script. Do you see it? The script in the movie role comes with the new reality, comes with the new film role. Do you get it? Comes with the new identity. Wow. So big, right? New beliefs, assumptions, thoughts, and feelings about who you can be, do, or have also come with that new role, with that new identity, with that new assumption. Isn't that big? So big. So instead of imagining an end where you're fixed, where you have fixed yourself or healed yourself, here's the difference here. If you're imagining where you're already fixed or you're healed, you're fixed meaning you're the right person now, you're with the person you want to be with, you're with that ex-boyfriend, or you have the money, or you fixed yourself, or you healed yourself, you're healthy. And you imagine the end, instead of doing that, imagine the end where there was nothing to fix or heal in the first place. Move into your next new ideal version of yourself. Do you see the difference? In one case, we're hanging on to an old reality, trying to fix it, repair it, improve it, or an old identity, where we believe we're not, but that's what is going on there. Instead, move to a whole new version of yourself. That's when it's a whole new ball game, right? All that drama, trauma, ups and downs, joy and pain is part of the 3D package. I forget the spiritual teacher who calls it the 3D package. I like that. It's part of the 3D package, the movie package you picked. It's the vehicle you occupy to mix it up in the 3D world. But you get to decide who you're going to be with relation to all of that and what role you're going to take, right? It's your attachment to and identification with the role, believing it's who you are with your current role. You're believing it's who you are. You're buying into that idea that that's your life, that's who you are. You're stuck with it, right? That keeps you feeling stuck or constantly unfulfilled, seeking more fulfillment, right? Because it doesn't matter what role you take, if you think you have to improve it or fix it to get somewhere else, then you move into that role, and then you get what you want, but then you still feel unfulfilled because you want something else. It's not about fixing anything. It's about occupying that version of yourself you want to be, that self-concept. So that's big. And remember what Neale Donald Walsch through God said, or God through Neale Donald Walsch says, enjoy the hell out of the 3D experience. But don't get attached to it or confuse it with who you really are, right? It's not who you really are. Someone said yesterday that Tom, I was a little confused with that because right now I'm looking at a beautiful lake. And I feel that that's part of me. That's bliss. That is part of you. But it's not the lake that is. It's that inner you, that joy, who you really are, that's projecting out as that lake. Do you see that? It's not who you really are. Who you are is underneath that beautiful lake, behind that beautiful lake, that love, that joy, that peace, right? You are not here to fix or cope with the 3D you. You're here to transcend it, or in other words, to choose another role or choose again and constantly choose, right? You might be enjoying that role and decide that's going to be the role for a while. It doesn't matter, but you're not here to cope with it or fix anything, right? Or to bust them. If you're here to bust a belief in limitation, separation, and lack. You're here to bust that stuff by choosing what you want to be, to connect with your inner avatar, the essence of who you really are as a divine love, to choose that next best ideal version of yourself or role. That's who you really are. You're that divine love. So if you're seeing a beautiful lake or a beautiful ocean, yes, that's part of you. That's not what we mean by that's not who you are. We mean it's not who you are. If you can perceive something and see something as separate from you, then it's not who you really are, right? That lake, those feelings or those thoughts are not who you really are. They're projected outside. They're projected from you. It's the love that you really are. It's that one energy. And those are all those things you're seeing or perceiving are manifestations of that one energy, right? So you're not, the message there is you're not stuck with anything. You can enjoy the beautiful things and then pull your attention from the things that are not beautiful. It's your choice always, right? So nothing exists outside of your thoughts in this moment or who you believe and assume yourself to be. So why not think big? Why not think unlimited, right? So here's, so try this. This is what we did. This is the tweak we made, right? It's a whole new ball game. This is what I call this. I've just named it. It's a whole new ball game. It's not a process. It's not really even a technique. It's just a movement within, right? It's just a movement within. So you have your old identity, imagining to be or do or have something, trying to fix or improve the 3D you, believing you have to do that to imagine to have something or imagine to be somebody else. Imagining your wish fulfilled to free yourself from an unwanted state. Imagining your wish fulfilled, feeling it, but also attached to the outcome in 3D. All of these scenarios is an old identity, right? Where you're imagining to be, do, or have something by trying to fix yourself in 3D. You're imagining your wish fulfilled by trying to free yourself from an unwanted situation. Or you're imagining your wish fulfilled, feeling it, but also detached from it, or also attached to the outcome. So you're feeling the fulfillment, but you're attached. You need that to happen in 3D. Instead, choose a new identity. Choose to be a free spirit experiencing all that 3D has to offer. That was the message to her, right? Instead of thinking going out with your friends as identifying as a single person that wants to get back with their ex, identify as a free spirit experiencing all that 3D has to offer. That's your identity, right? Move between roles and identities and realities consciously. Have a light touch. Hold on to nothing and enjoy it all. That's what we're talking about. This is the self-concept that puts you in a league of your own. This self-concept that I am a free spirit that is experienced 3D as offer, and I get to choose who I want to be in this moment and in every moment. That's what we're talking about, guys. That's what makes it a whole new ball game. I am your host, Tom Karen, and this is the Be Something Wonderful studio of higher consciousness, where we help you level up and become the best version of yourself. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification button, like and share our videos. That's how we get our message out. You can follow us on Facebook at Be Something Wonderful. We have a group called the Be Something Wonderful Ambassadors on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Be Something Wonderful. And also you can visit us on Instagram and Twitter at Tom Karen. Until next time, with great love, with great light, and infinite gratitude, creators, see you soon.